it's like the day before Thanksgiving. I wasn't sure how I felt about Thanksgiving coming so early this year. It is November 22nd, 2023. But actually, I'm kind of liking it because even though I was rushed for Thanksgiving and I can't believe it's here, it's really, really nice to know that Christmas, like I don't even have to think of December for almost another week. So that will hopefully give me time to catch up. So today we are going to make a 3D item and it's a lot of fun. This idea, I made it years ago, but it was revisited from Kathy Staples, who watches the videos a lot. So thank you, Kathy. Every month I do a Zoom event with my team. I tell them the measurements, what to cut. They don't know what they're making. It's called our mystery stamping. And then we get together and we create it together. So I thought of this since Kathy had sent it to me. I thought it would be fun. And the majority of them had made it before, but it was so long ago that it was great to revisit it. So my name is Colleen Magnus, and today you are creating with Colleen. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator on the East Coast in Chesapeake, Virginia, and we have rain today, and I welcome the rain. It has been a really dry fall, and I like a good rainy day. So after I get done creating with all of you, then it's time to put the Thanksgiving hat on. Oh my goodness, I have a pumpkin pie dessert I have to make. Got to dress up the collards, be helping my mom this afternoon with the dressing, and everybody's coming here tomorrow. So just enjoying the true gifts of family and friends. So again, we're going to make a 3D snowflake today, but then at the end of the video, I am going to share with you how to make a embellishment with the embossing paste. Way cool, way cool. One of my dear adoptees, Marilyn Ann Diamond, showed me this, and I just think it's pretty awesome and a lot of fun. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera down. You'll know how that works. And all right, put it back in the stand. Also going to boot up the laptop. Oh, I'm going to turn it down. There we go. And let me see if I'm in here. So, who do we have here today? So far, this is Ornament. Hello, Renee. I'm glad you're here. And Bren, a couple of you saw this last night, but it's my third try, so I think I'm getting better at it. And oh my goodness, Bren, she's got the corn pudding. I'm doing that tomorrow. Green bean casserole, Mom's doing that, and collards in the fridge. Bren, you are ahead of the game. I will have all that done later on today. So, what? Joanne, you woke up to snow? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, in New York they have snow. We have rain, which is always the way it is on the coast. I'm so happy for you, Joanne. Snow is great when all you have to do is go play in it. I love the snow. I'm originally from Chicago. So in my opinion, we don't get enough snow here in Virginia, but as long as it snows once or twice a year, I'll be thankful for that. Oh, you got me excited now, Joanne. I want snow. Anyways, all right, let me focus. Let's go back to the ornament. So you may have made this before. Again, it was a while for me. I had to brush the dust off, but it's a lot of fun. And what I found is when I'm making this, it looks a little wonky to the very end until I trim the edges up, and then I really love it. Until then, I'm like, oh Lord, what did I get myself into? So I am going to use on page 23, the Beary Christmas Designer Series paper, and then I have a couple of other ones that I'm going to show you made out of other designer papers. So y'all know the last chance is out. I did a video yesterday morning. If you received my newsletter, you received the video. And if you don't receive my newsletter, just go to creatingwithcolleen.com and please request it. But I just did a whole video walking you through the book, showing you what wasn't available as of yesterday morning, showing you what's carrying over, and what sale prices are, and if it's a better deal to take advantage of the sale price or still get the bundle. So we are going to get started. This ornament, the nice thing about the ornament is it takes very little product. Basically, you want to take a 6x6 sheet of designer series paper, and this actually came, this is the back side. And I love it because I cut off the top and I had just enough of this beautiful blue starry sky, but I still have all my cute little polar bears down at the bottom I can make cards with. And what you're going to do, hey, Peggy, I'm glad you're here. And Judith, good to see you too. Glad you could join me. Everybody needs to take a break before we get rushing for tomorrow. So this is 6x6 designer series paper, and you are going to cut the entire piece into half-inch strips. So one, a lot of times I like to go backwards, so that's 5.5. Let me see, 5, 4.5. So I'm actually measuring off the back side. I do this more if it's a little bit thinner. And of course you could go the other way too. So here's my 4. But real easy cutting on this one. Let me put all my little strips aside. They get slippery on here, it's hard to pick them up. Or I can also use my 1/2" here. Either one. So just 1/2" strips, which is going to give you a total, anybody know? 12 6x1/2" strips. So for those of you who are on here, I know Bren and let me see, Renee have already made this because they're on my team and they actually made it last night when we all made it together. So who else has made this? The fun thing is, let me see, you could use any designer paper. I'm trying to talk and think at the same time. Not always one of my best qualities. Here we go. So I know they have made it. So who of you have not made this yet who are on the video? Let me hear from you. I actually had to go back. I mean, I really had to brush the dust off. I was looking for my old one and I couldn't find it. And they are easy once you do it. And trial and error for me is always a great teacher. Okay. So have not. Joanne hasn't made it. Okay, good, good. All right. I always like to try to teach you something new, but I promise you, the thing I'm going to show you with the embossing paste at the end, I'll be surprised. Well, if you're on my team, you've seen it from Maryland, but if not, I think that's going to really have a wow for you. So let's get started. So when I do this, you are going to have split them in half. So you got 1, I'm putting this off to the side. Well, here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because you're going to do the same thing twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have to make 2 of the same piece. Now I found it easier. I just got an old piece of grid paper and I just kind of marked it out. You can also mark the centers, but basically what you're going to want to do is, you know, being a drafter, I like my grid paper. I just kind of marked where it would go because you're really just making an X. And also, even though you have to hold it for just a minute, I think the Tombow liquid glue works the best for this. I was thinking maybe glue dots, but sometimes, especially if you just use one glue dot, it kind of, it'll twist on you. So if you do that, do 2. The other trick I do when I use liquid glue, I have a damp paper towel. And that's just to kind of get the little bit off the paper. It's not wet enough where it's going to soak my paper, but it's damp enough. And what I do is I'll turn the faucet on, turn it off, and just tap this underneath, and it's perfect. It's not like I can wring any water out of it, but it works well. So there's my cross. So let's see, Peggy hasn't done it. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Steph. Good to see you. Oh, from Washington. Good deal. Y'all just popping on. I love it. So here's my cross. That's on the top. This one's underneath. That's across the top. Then you are going to take 2 more pieces and you're going to put 1 on each side. So this here, and they're going on top. And notice I got my little crafting rubber mat here. That thing really is great because the glue doesn't really stick to it. So I put 1 on that side. Come over here. Put it there. And 1 on this side. So we're going to do a little bit of weaving just to get our base started. Okay, so I'll give that a second. Again, Tombow glue I love. Okay, so now to weave, you're going to take another one. So here you have 4. You did your cross, 1 on each side, and this is going to get woven underneath. So what you'll do is you pick up this center one. I'm going to try to keep my hands out of the way so you can see. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this side, a little bit of glue on this side, and then just a little bit on the center underneath. And then this will go up underneath. Pull that down, because again, we're doing a little bit of weaving here. It's kind of hard to see because I'm not right under it. And it's okay if there's like a small gap there. I just make sure it's even on both sides. Okay. So I have that. I'm going to take it, turn it around, do a 180, and do the same thing. I'm going to take, if I can, take that center piece up. I'm going to put a little bit of glue here, there, and then underneath. And I will slide this one here. Okay. And pull that down. And incidentally too, I don't know if y'all seen this. If you go to Dollar Tree or $1.25 tree, I don't know how it is in your state, but here everything's gone up to $1.25. But this shot glass here is great for holding your liquid glue. I just kind of put it in there. It's not going to go anywhere. Of course, you could put a little decoration on it because every time you set it up, you got to shake, 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 which drives me crazy. So if I just leave it in the glass, it's not going to stick to anything, and the glue pretty much stays towards the tip. Okay. So when you're making this, the color that you want, or the side of your paper that you want to be more the dominant of your ornament, is going to go flat. This is like the inside. So for example, when I did this one, see how the blue, the Night of Navy is more dominant? I had put it together like this because this kind of makes my center. But I want to do opposite because y'all know I like to see different things and see how they're done. So I'm going to face this down. And what you're going to do, you have to twist it. I'm going to attach these 4 outside corners. So you have to go on the back side. You'll see it. It'll come together here. And when I have my glue on there, I twist it. Then I take this one and I twist it. And I make sure those 2 edges meet. Again, I could just use my little thing. And you just have to hold it for a second. Get that there. Because the Tombow will set. So, Terry, glad you could make it. But you can see how it sets pretty quick. So now I'm going to this corner. I'm going to take the back side of that top right one. Put my liquid glue. I'm going to twist, and have those mitered corners. So see, it's not hard. The first one was. The first one, oh my goodness, I wasn't going to tell on myself, but y'all know I'm an open book. The first one I did by memory, and this is what it looked like. Not like this, nice little pointed, like this, and I couldn't figure it out. Well, the problem was I didn't twist. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with this. Probably going to throw it away, but you never know. You could come up with something new. So don't do that. Do this. Go to your next corner. Yeah, memory. Memory probably isn't the best way for me to roll. Okay, twist. And I always tell people, like in my planner, I am a old school. I love a paper planner. And I always tell people, if you make it in the planner, you're good as gold. If not, you got a 50-50 chance at best. There's a lot going on. And as long as it's written down, you're good. So that one, and then you're going to do this last one. So the trick is to twist. And they really are pretty forgiving. So again, I twist, twist, and voila. So what do y'all think? Could you do it? I think you can. I think you can. So that took care of 6 of the strips. Now what you need to do is you're going to do that again. But thankfully, by the magic of television, ta-da, I have it done. Again, I know it's a busy day and everybody's trying to cook or clean or whatever it is that you do. So we have these 2 pieces. So now what I'm going to do is you're going to actually like have them kiss. The insides go together. So I can hold one like this and one like this. And when they go together, you have this way and then diagonal. So there's one on each corner. And then with these pieces that were left, you're going to loop them through the little things that you just did. So each one comes through. It's almost easier just to do it as a quadrant. Just do the 4 here, like that. And then I'll turn it over. Then I'll do this one, this one, this one, and this one. So now that you have that, you're just going to glue this to the tip. So when I did that, they seemed kind of longer, and I was trimming off too much of it. But what I found is if you take it, let me show you this side. If you take it and you have the flat piece, my fingers are in the way, y'all. You have the flat piece, but you go to the center with your point here. You'll see that? I'll show it to you again. Center to the point, because you're just going to trim that up. So hold that for a second. And again, I'll do the 4 first, and then I'll flip it to do the other one. So there's that. So here, let me show you again. I'm going to lift that up. Put a little bit of glue in there. Put it to where that point is in the center. Let me get it right. The point is in the center here. So you've got that when you go to trim it, and just hold that. The first one I did, I was cutting it out, and what happened was I think it got too thin. By doing this, it kind of pushes the snowflake to come out. You'll see what I mean. Stick with me, gals and guys. So put this here. Again, just check that side. Looks good. You could take your little damp cloth. All right. Hey, Edith is in the house. Hey, Edith, how are ya? I hope you are doing well. So we talked last week. I'm one of those people who, probably just for lack of time, but I do not decorate for Christmas till after Thanksgiving. The biggest reason, too, is fall is my most favorite season. So downstairs I have, oh my goodness, I've got leaves, I've got fall leaves and pumpkins, and I just hate to see them go, but starting Friday, up goes the tree and out goes the lights. Okay, so see what I did? I did the 4 blue ones, and then that kind of helps that pop out. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to go this way. Oh my gosh, it's raining and it just sounds so good. Love a good rainy day. Just not too many of them. So see, I glued that one. And this one. And when I put the glue, I kind of look at it like a square. Like that's the squared where the 2 pieces meet. Again, line it up so you know you're straight or straight enough. One more. Y'all are being so good. Oh, 2 more. Sorry. Y'all are being so good hanging in there. Okay, and then this one. So it is a little time consuming, but not that bad. Not bad at all. And after you make them, they're just kind of addicting. You just keep making them. Oh, she'll have to watch again. She missed something. Okay, and Joanne, you know, if you have any questions at all, you just email me, private message me, pick up the phone, call me. Y'all know I am your creative coach. You will learn from my mistakes, I promise you. I'll make them and then y'all just learn the first time. But I always say experience is a great teacher. It really is. On what to do and what not to do. Okay, so what I have done, let me give that just a minute to dry. Get the sticky off my fingers. And see, I think by putting it on the end there, you can kind of poke this out a little bit. Like that. Or otherwise, I think it would pull in. So now that you have this, again, it's still looking kind of strange, but all you have to do is where that point hit the center there, you're just gonna trim that off. And that's, let me get that glue there. You know I gotta trim it perfect. Okay, so 1, there you go, 2, 3, and this is where it starts coming together and you go, yeah, that is cool. That is looking like a snowflake. 1. So what we do on our mystery stamping for our team, again, I tell everybody what to bring. We cut it all together. And then what's nice is when everybody's done, we post it on our team Facebook page. So those who couldn't make it get to see it, and those who made it get an extra door prize ticket for our meeting. Just a great way to share. So that, very, very simple, is how you make the ornament. Then what you do, so we have this one here, so now I can embellish it any way that I want. This one I went heavy on the bling. I want something in the center, and wouldn't it be pretty? I was thinking, now these I used the, stippled circles, which are great because you can see, I got like a bunch, let me see, 14 sizes. And I always say these are great for scrapbooking too, because you could actually cut a picture and then cut the mat, and it's a good size. So, 12 by 12, to me it's just a big card, but you can always do that. But it is nice also because you can just lay it where you want. So how cute would it be if you took this and had like a picture of your grandchild or somebody you love and then put it on there? Just saying. I'd have at least 6 on my tree right then. So here I just have the stippled circles. And this is about the 1 3/4. And then the Night of Navy is a little bit bigger. So that's about a 2 1/8. So I'm going to take the Beary Cute stamp, and then there it has a Warm Wishes, and I'm just going to stamp in the center with the Night of Navy. And then with that, of course, I will put that, I'm going to layer it onto my Night of Navy, stippled circle. And when you put these on here, don't be, you could put 4 dimensionals, kind of depending on where they hit, because it does go in just a little bit. But you want it to really be secure on there. And I think a dimensional is probably one of the best things you could use. So I'll pull these off. All off. And then just decide what which way you want it to go. Since I'm going to have the rhinestones, this one here, I put rhinestones on every one. I don't know that it needs it, but we were getting carried away last night. But for this one here, I'll probably just put it on the dark one. So I'm going to make that my top. And the reason you also want to make it the top is because when you hang your, if you're going to use it as an ornament, when you put your silver bow in here, if you kind of had it in the middle like this, it's going to be crooked. So this is like the way you want to go. So I'm going to put this on here. Let me get my large basic rhinestones. Always a go-to. Always good to have. And y'all know you can take your blends and color these, because with a blend, it dries on non-porous surfaces. So you could have rhinestones any color you want. So here I have some rhinestones on there. Then what else do I want to put on? I have these. These are the blooming pearls. And they have one in there that I thought was pretty cool. So I'm going to put that where the eye is, for my little dot on the eye. Warm wishes. And now, I'm not doing this, but I'm going to talk you through it. I'll give you the visual so you get it. But this here is your card. Now, when you do, what did I put my string on with? This is a Simply Elegant trim. Comes in gold and silver, so perfect for all the holidays. And I'm just going to take a piece of this. It might be pretty good. Okay, so when I put here, there, first when I did this, I was thinking I would loop it through. I want y'all to see this. But this one doesn't look too bad, but see how you see the silver string going across there? I mean, you could do that, but then I thought, let me just go ahead and tie, I think they call this a sewer's knot, for those who sew. Always a good knot. So I'm going to trim that. And then I figured I would just take glue dots and flip that over. And I'm just going to take glue dot here. Oh my goodness, get up. Probably should use the actual tool. Make sure I got the top one. So if I put a glue dot on the back side here, and let me get one more, and put that there. You know, it's paper. You don't need something that's going to hold anything real heavy. And then I can take this, push it into my glue dot, and then I don't see that in the front. So that is our ornament, but I do want to add a little bit more bling. And this is what I was telling you about. So y'all know we have, let me get my stuff out of the way there. We have the Abundant Beauty Decorative Mask, and they have been really hot also. Now I have 3 different videos on how to use these masks. Some with the embossing, sculpting clay, some with the gold leafing that we have, and I also heat embossed with them. But there are 2 in here. This is one with the sunflowers. So basically, you know, I did the videos on these. So that was a sunflower. That's just a regular one, and this is with the embossing paste. So it's raised and it's glittery, and I show you that in the video. And then there were other techniques. We did the faux torn silk technique, the whole 9 yards. Well, Marilyn, I'm not sure where she got it, but she showed us how to make embellishments with the sculpting paste. Now, the Abundant Beauty Decorative Masks, they are actually found on page 47. They're up here, so they're easy to miss. They are not orderable at the moment, but Stampin' Up! Said they should be in December 1st. They're only $10.50, and I highly recommend getting them, especially this set, because they are not carrying over. They are going to be leaving us. And then the Shimmery White Embossing Paste, that can be found in the annual catalog on page 136. It's 145645, and it's only $9. And this goes a long ways. So I'm just giving you the visual because I'd have to get up and wash everything. But basically what she did is she took her craft rubber mat. Pretend I got paste here, y'all. She laid this down, And this also works on wax paper. I'll show you the finished product. Took the embossing tool, takes them out, and you rub it across. So when you do that, you can do that on a piece of designer series paper. And it's so beautiful. This is raised. It's glittery. Just, again, I would put it on the paper. Just like that. Scrape it. Gotta let it dry. But very, very cool on designer paper. Well, she showed us how to make it into a embellishment. So I found, I'll show you the leaves and the snowflakes. I found the snowflakes a little bit trickier. Again, put it on wax paper or your craft mat. You put it on here, but when you take your sculpting paste, you want to go lightly above it. You're not scraping it because you want to kind of get it as thick as you can. So you would put it on here. You'll pull this straight up so you have the image here, and then you let it dry. So when you let those dry, let me grab mine. Let me see here. When you let those dry, I did mine on wax paper, you have the snowflakes. And again, the snowflakes are harder to use. I don't know if you can see that. They're harder to use. Like some of the snowflakes, if you look at the stencil, would not be good. This one would be okay because it all connects. This one, which one was it on? This one would not be good because none of it's connected. So you would be pulling it off in pieces. This would not be good because there's nothing that connects it. These little guys work great because it's all together. So when you have your pieces, you just carefully take your wax paper and you pull them off. And look, you got a snowflake. Isn't that awesome? So here was one we did. She had us make this at our meeting. And these are the snowflakes that she had done. So she did them ahead of time. We peeled them off, put them on with just a dab of liquid glue. And incidentally, this owl is going away, but what a cool card. It really is cool when you put it together. So I was thinking, okay, if we did it, would it be easier to do it with the leaves? Because we also have the leaf folder. So it was easier. I found it was easier to do the leaves. So I had done them on here, but then I put it back on here once it was dried, and I took my blending brush and I blended a little bit of color on them. So then when you have these actually work better because you can just take them and pull them off and then you have leaves. Isn't that cool? Marilyn showed me that, and I had this shimmery white embossing paste for some time. Had not touched it, and let me tell you what, I need to buy another one because I'm almost out of it. So here are, going back to our, let's not chase rabbits, but going back to the ornament. I will, see I did some of these. And they are fragile. I mean, you do have to be careful, but there's a big one. There's the one that I just pulled off. And I think the best way to really attach them is just with, again, a little bit of dot of liquid glue. What would we do without our Tombow? Hope we never have to find out. Get on there. You got little boogies. Hold on. I'll pull that off. And you don't want to, you know, when it's not coming out, don't squeeze too hard because then that's when you get a glob. We have all been there and done that. So I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. Put that there. I wasn't sure. This one might be, I think that one's too big. Let me get a bigger one, but yet still small. And then I have this one. So maybe, yeah. What do y'all think? That could kind of be an overkill. I don't know. We'll put it towards the end here. Just because we can. I'll put my little bit of liquid glue. Pick it up. But isn't that cool that you could actually make your own embellishments with a stencil and the shimmery embossing paste? The regular paste would also work, but I think the shimmery works good. And that one's kind of tiny, but I think that snowflake needs a little something. Let's go back with our rhinestones. I'll just take a small rhinestone. and see about putting it in the center. Let me get it over there. Actually, I think I could have done a bigger one. Let's see. Let me get a medium one. Okay, so if I get a medium one, let's get it over. It sticks good to it. That's good. Okay. So let me put my finger in there. Make sure it's on there. And let's see if the little one will fit on the top, because now she looks kind of naked. Awesome. Okay. Here we go. So there you have your ornament. Just think again on a rainy day how much fun you could have making all of these. So this is this one. Then I did one. So that is one way, that is the other. And again, whatever you want to be the more dominant, whether it's the balmy blue snowflakes or the night of navy solid, that's when you start doing your tying. That's what's away from you. That is actually what you would consider the back. So I have these. Then this was the Winter Meadow, which that paper is just phenomenal. So this one, since I had the top, I don't know if you can see it, I actually did loop this one around because it didn't interfere with it. It kind of came up underneath there. So it just depends on whether, if you're going with it encaved like that, I would put the ribbon on the back with glue dots. If you have it where it's rounded on the front, you can easily just tie it there. But this is Let Your Heart Be Light. So this was real pretty. And thankfully, the Winter Meadow Designer Series paper did carry over. It's absolutely gorgeous. But my favorite has always been the Joy of Christmas. This is still available. If you have not gotten this designer paper, I highly recommend it. It is gorgeous. The bundles that are with it are great too. I am going to be offering an incentive in December. I'll tell you on the 1st, where you get a kit that uses this for placing an order. So this here, this is what I'll be using. None of this carried over, but that's okay. I will be keeping it for my own personal use. Page 30, it's the Joy of Noel. And then on page 31, it is the Christmas Classics. Now, even though they marked the Christmas Classics dies down to $33.30, your better deal is still getting the bundle because you'll get 10% off. But the paper is just phenomenal. Beautiful traditional Christmas colors. Red and cherry cobbler, along with shaded spruce. And then you have some music notes. You have wood grain. Can't say enough about it. So that's what I did here for this one. So see, they're addicting, y'all. Lots and lots of fun. So you have to let me know. Send me a private message or email, contact me if you make your ornament. And if you're making your ornaments and you have any questions at all, again, contact me. That's what I'm here for. To me, the customer service and the people you meet is so much more important than the paper and ink. That's where I get my true joy. So if you are going to order in November and your order is less than $150, please use the host code up here at the top. I'll send you a beautiful thank you card. And also, if you don't already get my newsletter, please request it at creatingwithcolleen.com. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like, share, all that good social media stuff. So Renee, I'm glad you like them. Again, they have been fun. Happy Thanksgiving, Joanne. I hope you all have a day tomorrow to just reflect on all the things that you have. Golly day, the best things are the things that just can't be bought, aren't they? So anyways, best wishes to you all. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I am going to see you again next Wednesday at noon on my YouTube channel on November 29th. I'll have Christmas music going, and the house will be decorated. All right, you all have a blessed day, blessed Thanksgiving, and know I always wish you the best. Take care now, and have fun making your ornaments. Bye-bye.